Hello, welcome back. So I got this letter from my employer, and it says I have to go get a TB test, a tuberculosis test. Not my favorite way to spend the day, but let's see what happens. Okay, so for my TB test, I have to go to Eisenhower Occupational Health Services. Probably should not try to vlog and drive, so we'll check in again when we get there. Okay, so here we are at the Eisenhower Health Center. There's Eisenhower Occupational Health Services where they wouldn't let me film. That's the technician or nurse or whoever that actually did my test, and this is the arm that they just did it in. That's, you can possibly see the small bump where they gave me some kind of injection, and that's the test, and I come back in 2 days and check it all out. But I couldn't film inside. They didn't let that happen. Must be a lawsuit in there somewhere waiting to happen that they don't want, that they'd like to avoid. So we'll be back in 2 days and find out what happens. Hopefully, nothing. Since they didn't want to talk to me on camera at the health center, I decided to speak with our school's nurse's aide, Ms. Robin Richter.
Hi, Mr. Clark was asking me about a TB test that he's having. Well, I'd like to tell you what the TB test is. They used to do it with 4 little prongs, and they used to prick your skin with it. They don't do that anymore. What they do is they get a needle and they inject the serum underneath your skin. You have to wait for 48 hours, and then what they do is they have you come back. If it's all red, irritated, and with a large bump, that means you've been exposed to TB, which is an infection in your lungs which can be deadly. But if you take the right medicine that the doctor gives you, it clears up right away. If you ever have a TB test, don't panic if you see a red bubble there or if it becomes red and inflamed. That means you may possibly have a false positive, which means you were exposed to the infection. Your body was exposed. That means you were by or near somebody that has had it. But it doesn't mean you have it, and the doctor will have you do a chest x-ray. Chest x-ray will show that there's no signs of it. Or if there is, don't panic. You can take medication and it clears up right like that. But it is very contagious. That's why they have us teachers and staff have they test every couple years.
Okay, so is the TB test like a vaccination?
No. It's just what it is a test. It is not an injection. It doesn't go in your body. It doesn't get in your bloodstream. They put the serum underneath the skin to see how your body's going to react. It is not a shot like your tetanus shot or your Tdap shot or your polio. It is not a shot. It's only a test.
Who should get the test?
All the doctors, usually if you go in for a physical, like to give you guys, on all teenagers and adults, a test every few years. They make, the health department, I believe, makes everybody that is in the food field and the health field, it's mandated that they have to take it through the county. Because you wouldn't want somebody handling your food at McDonald's or making you a hamburger someplace and having it be and them having it TB. So it's very, very, very important that our health care workers, our teachers, our health staff gets this test every couple years.
So there's no risk, all upside?
No risk.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Robin Richter, for that information on the TB test. All right, now I'm back here at Eisenhower Occupational Health Services where they took a look at my arm. It looks like that. It looks pretty much like an arm. And they gave me this new letter that says I'm not a danger to society and I'm going to be back on the job. So I'm headed back to Palm Springs High School. Thorough testing, diagnosis, and control have helped those of us in the United States adopt a relatively carefree attitude toward tuberculosis. But while we now experience only about 10,000 cases of TB each year, globally, 1/3 of the world's population are now infected with TB. Only HIV/AIDS causes more deaths from a single infectious agent. In 2012, 8.6 million people fell ill with TB, and 1.3 million of them died from the disease. On the bright side, the mortality rate from TB has dropped 45% over the last 20 years, thanks to concerted efforts of both governmental agencies and NGOs around the world. Hopefully, one day TB can be a thing of the past entirely. That's it for day 3 of Vlogging Every Day in April. Until tomorrow, don't forget to be awesome.